Hey guys, I have a really easy tutorial for you today about how I do my own gel nails. I get questions about this a lot and I've been doing my own nails now for almost 2 years. Yeah, about then, since maybe my daughter was born. I used to go every 2 weeks. Like, I was part of that vicious cycle. I was all into acrylics in high school. Do you remember that, when it was so cool to like do the designs? And was it just me? Because that was kind of my jam. And I decided to start trying to do my own gel nails because they last a lot longer. I can't stand painting my nails with regular polish and then they chip like 2 days later. Drives me insane. So gel nails for me last anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, and it took me a lot of time to practice to get to where I am now, where I feel like you can't tell that I do them at home because it was a bit of a struggle beginning and they were pretty ugly when I started. But the amount of money that I have saved is a lot of money. I mean, I was going every 2 weeks. It's about $30 each time where I live, so $60 a month over a year or two is a lot of money. The polish, if you buy it yourself from a beauty store or online, is maybe $10 to $12 a bottle, and that lasts you a long time. And then you just kind of build up the colors that you like, and I'm kind of a creature of habit. I always pick the same colors, so you just kind of build up a collection, and then you don't really buy anything except for maybe your base coat and your top coat occasionally. So I have linked all the products down below that I use, and I started with the Sensationail, like, isn't it like Sensational, but they wanted to be cool and be Sensationail kit from Amazon. It was really inexpensive, but I've gone away from their polish. So I use the light, which is just the LED lamp. It looks like this. I am looking into a bigger light that will fit my whole hand because this is for 4 fingers, 2 thumbs, and 4 fingers. So for me to do my nails all at once, it takes me about 45 minutes. So you want to do it when you have time and you don't have to rush, and you can apply many coats because it's a lot of thin layers. That's the most important thing I can tell you. So that's the light I use. At the end I apply the top coat, but I've shared the products that I use. I just found these at Sally's, this brand, and I put it below. And then when you're all finished, you just use rubbing alcohol. And this is just a very inexpensive plastic pump that you just take a paper towel and you literally just wipe off your fingers. They'll be really sticky, and this is what makes them super shiny. I just wanted to share this with you. If you guys have questions, let me know, but I hope you enjoy my tutorial.
So these are the products I used. I have linked everything below, and the first thing I do is I just start using the cuticle tool to actually remove my gel nails. I hate soaking off gel nails. Even if you go to the salon and they wrap the fingers in like the soaked cotton ball with acetone and the tin foil, I cannot stand to do that myself. So it actually comes off my nails really well. I get asked all the time if this damages my nails, and I think anything you put on your nails, whether it be gel nails, acrylic, it's not going to be like your normal nail, but they are nowhere near as thin and fragile as they are when you take acrylic off, and you end up buffing them and kind of roughing them up anyways before you start the whole process of putting the nail polish on and doing the gel process. So I really don't think that it really has that many negative effects than just kind of roughing them up with a really good coarse nail file. So that's just my opinion. I know there's people out there who don't necessarily agree with that, so to each his own, but this is just kind of my process. It's been the easiest thing for me to find how to start getting the nail polish off, is using that tool. That's a really good way to kind of start the process. And if I leave them on long enough, like if I can get 3 weeks out of them, they peel off really easy. So I don't know why this system I can do that with. I feel like if I get them done in the salon, I can't do this as well. And I don't know what the difference in the products is, but that's just kind of been what I've found. So I just take a regular nail file. This is just one I had on hand. I normally like the black nail files that you can find at the beauty supply stores. They're a little bit of a thicker, grittier nail file, a little bit more coarse, and this one is a little bit more fine. So if you were starting out, you didn't have any gel polish on your nails, I would probably use something a little bit more coarse to kind of, you really want it to have kind of a rough texture for the gel to really adhere to. And over the past 2 years that I've been doing this, I realized it's so important to make sure your nails are dry. So that was rubbing alcohol that you saw, and then this is just the gel primer, which is a drying agent, the same process. And you just have got to be certain to not touch your fingernail beds. If you do, I'm telling you, the polish will last a day before it just peels off in one big sheet. Ask me how I know. So just make sure you get everything as dry as possible. So the green one is the base coat, and you literally just apply it like you would regular nail polish, taking a little bit more care to not get it on your actual skin, just because it cures with the light, so it's going to become really hard and stuck to your skin, and a lot harder to get off with acetone and blah blah blah. So just be careful, wipe as you go, and the biggest thing here is to go to the very end of the nail and then cap it off, so that you can make sure it's kind of like a sealed situation, which I just did right there. So I would do that on every single nail. I think it just helps the polish hold on longer, honestly. So that's what I do, and I do that with color, and I do that with top coat too. Anytime you see the video switch, I put my nails under the light. I believe it's either a minute or a 90-second light. So if you see me disappear after I apply polish, that's what I'm doing. And then the light I have only fits 4 fingers, my 2 thumbs, and then 4 fingers. So I said in the beginning of the video, I'm looking at buying a light that actually fits my whole hand. I think that would cut off a lot of time of me doing this, because like I said, this takes me about 40-45 minutes to do from start to finish. When I was just starting out, it would take me a good hour. So I've at least improved my time a little bit, but I think having a bigger light would, yes, be more expensive initially, but it would pay off for sure in the long run. So when you have your color, and I'm doing a pretty dark maroony kind of red color, it's called Black Cherry Berry. It's a gelish color, and I've linked it for you, but it's really thin layers. I do 3 layers of this color. The video only shows 2. I just felt like you were watching paint dry and that would be really boring, so I just show it to you twice, but I do 3 really thin layers, so you can see how kind of sheer and not pretty the color is when you just do 1 and even 2 colors. And when I first started doing my nails, I would be like, oh, I'm only going to do 2 coats, I don't have time for this. And when you put too much on there, the gel literally starts like sliding off the nail and pooling at the side. And then when you cure that, it makes a really pretty, huge, chunky nail. So there you go. So I just am putting really thin coats, kind of manipulating your nail to get into the nooks and crannies, always sealing the ends just like you do with the base coat. And then when you're finished with that layer, just make sure you get a good cure. I don't do more than 1 cycle of the light until the top coat. The top coat I always do twice. Just, I don't know why. I just feel like I need to like seal everything in. I feel like thumbs are one of the hardest ones, and I don't know if it's just because like you can't like contort your thumb that much, because your thumb is, I don't know what it is, but thumbs are tough for me. And then of course whatever your dominant hand is, so I'm right-handed, so me painting my left hand was definitely the biggest struggle for sure. But I'm telling you, all you have to do is keep practicing. It's the only way you get better. It's the only way you learn to paint your bad hand, to make it not look like it's your bad hand. So that would be my biggest recommendation. And you can kind of see here how there's too much polish on there. So I would just keep like dipping and wiping and always doing those ends. So this was the second coat. I sped it up just because I apply it just like I do the first coat. I didn't feel like you would want to watch the painful application of how long it was. So, and then I do a third coat. So this is actually the top coat, and it is not the same brand. It's ASP, and I started using that one because when I was at Sally's, this one was like $3 or $4 cheaper than the Gelish brand, and I was like, yes, please. And the lady I was talking to said that a lot of people who do their own nails were buying it, so I thought I'll try it, and I haven't used anything else since, so I really liked it. I think it was like $9.99 versus $13.99. And then the good old rubbing alcohol, that's what's going to make those nails beautiful and get the really kind of sticky residue that's left over. And that is the finished product.
So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It made sense. You learned from it. A couple of things, like I said in the video, take your time, do several thin coats. Sometimes I do 3 or 4 coats of polish, especially like a dark color like this, or if you like Lincoln Park After Dark, which is a super dark purpley black, and then really matte colors like OPI, the Hello Kitty one that was super popular. Bubble Bath's one of my favorites. Funny Bunny is a white color, but the one I was talking about was the Hello Kitty line. It's a really matte color, but you have to do a lot of thin coats if you want a pure matte, thick, no streaks. So sometimes I would do like 4 or 5 really thin coats, because you also don't want to have like really thick nails that just look chunky. So there's that. And that's pretty much it. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have questions, and I will see you next time. Bye.